Okay, so moving on to another issue that the people of Tampa would like to address, boys, and that's towards the semi-final stage of last year, he's lost a player, okay, and he's went into your recruitment drive, okay, and he's recruited and pressurised another player from a team who had already played earlier in that morning, okay. Now, the GAA rulebook states, Rule 6.7b states that a player may not play with two teams in the exact same competition of a given year. So would you like to tell the people of Tampa why you played a player on your team in the closing stages after he had already played for a different team that morning?
I suppose again now it's a case of the competition organisers had rubber stamped the transfer of Ian Maguire.
I'll stop there. I was actually chatting to a number of the captains on the organising committee over the last couple of days about this issue, and a number of them have stated that they categorically deny any such doing. So would you like to
name them there now?
No, well, obviously for legal purposes I'll not be able to do that.
Okay, we might have to take that one offline, but I think as far as the transfer of Ian Maguire goes, you touched on.
Well, we're not naming any names here. I'm not. We didn't name anybody.
I can name it. It was the transfer of Ian Maguire, and we lost one of our main players, Matty Jackson, as you alluded to. So yeah, we thought it was only fair that we have another player to boost up the squad.
And then what about breaking the rule book there in the process?
Well, the only rule that we're aware of, again, we're not gatekeepers for the rule book, but in terms of the transfer of that particular person, we're aware that Eamon was able to fulfil the residency requirements because, as far as I'm aware, he has a tree house up in Public Forest, so he was able to satisfy that requirement to fulfil it. But as I say, we're not experts in the rule book as you are, so somebody should have pointed that out to us on the day.
Yeah, well, okay, well, we'll move on. I suppose we haven't really got an answer on that one either, but we'll move on. Okay, and I suppose the people of Tampa want to know, you haven't really answered these questions, and now maybe you became aware that you have perhaps maybe there's some wrongdoings last year. People of Tampa want to know, how do you boys sleep at night?
Well, to be fair, now we're all living down Dublin now. It's a very bustling city. Sleeping's not very easy at times anyway. Yeah. But we make no apology for being the very first Tampa Townlands 7's champions in this parish. I think it was very fitting that Pobble Parish first champions be named after the name of the parish being Pobble. I think it's very fitting that Pobble Doon actually took the trophy home last year. And when the history books are looked through in 100 years' time, and it's already on the Wikipedia page, if the fans want to check out the Wikipedia page of Tampa.
I think that might actually have been edited in recent days, perhaps, but
well, according to last night, whenever I read it, it alluded to the very first Townland champions being Pobble Doon. There's no mention of these conspiracies or accusations all about this kind of. It's all a hot air now, to be honest, and it's getting a bit like spilt milk, to be honest. And I think people need to move on and recognise that Pobble Doon are the champions. And I think the biggest honour to come will be next Friday night, which we're really looking forward to this. Actually, at the AGM, we know that our chairman Brendan Fee just lives over the road, and he's very proud of his neighbouring Townland, and also the secretary will be including in their address to the AGM the triumph of the Pobble Doon team. So we're looking forward to that address next Friday night.
Very good, very good. Well, I suppose we'll put last year in the past now. We'll move on, and we do have some breaking news for the people of Tampa regarding availability of players for your team. Do you want to tell us a wee bit more about that?
Yeah, we're just off the phone to Brian Jackson there, and he said that it's in doubt whether he's going to be able to field this year. His words were that he's still riddled with injuries from last year's Townlands 7's tournament. So I don't know, we'll have to just see what happens. Maybe Batch would be able to cook something up in the lab.
Who's this thing you're talking about?
Or another player in our team, or a resident pharmacist, to see if there's something that he'd be able to get him through the day. Okay. That's all we're concerned with.
All above board, of course?
All above board, yeah.
That's good. Well, I suppose we've touched on the transfer market. Okay, Tampa Clubman actually stated this week that anyone who drives through the parish of Pobble may actually be eligible for your team and you would be willing to play them. So is there any new players maybe to replace the likes of Brian who might be able to play?
No, the squad's full. As I said, we have a very strong squad, so it'll be difficult to even see who would fit to play in the Pobble Doon team. Okay. Because as far as we're concerned, there isn't any places available.
I mean, we sat down and thought about this over the last month, and we were putting the team together, and to be honest, we actually looked through the team lists of all the other teams. We actually couldn't pick anybody out who could fit into our team and play the style of play that we do. We don't think anybody's capable of joining our team, so we're very happy with the team we have, to be honest.
Big statement there again. And I suppose, looking ahead at the competition, you are actually the amalgamation of two clubs, two teams, okay? Doon Pobble, or is it Pobble Doon? I'm not sure what way you call it.
We're not fussy, but Pobble Doon for now. So seeing as you're in Pobble, yeah.
So obviously, if there's two teams together, and adding into that some of the other teams are very much under strength, he must go in and he will go in as massive favourites. How are you going to live with that tag this year?
We sleep at that tag very, very nicely now. We expect to be favourites. We're the Townlands champions, and we wouldn't expect anything less. But I will make the point now. I mean, again, there's been mutterings around the town over the last year about the strength of Pobledoon. We're actually the two of the smallest townlands in the parish. I mean, whenever the creators of the competition finished gerrymandering out the rest of the parish, and Ballyrea is the third largest townland in Fermanagh, never mind Tampo.
Okay.
So I mean, I think they're the sleeping giants of this competition,
Yeah.
and their silence is actually deafening. Their media ban, or supposedly it's been lifted.
Rumours perhaps that it may be lifted over the last couple of days, yeah.
I mean, we're happy with being favourites in that. Yes, we have a very strong team, but as far as picking players goes, Ballyrea has to be up there with the biggest pick. They border 11 townlands, and even though you're only allowed 10 players, I think they've still managed to include all those 11 townlands in their team. So. Yeah. We're very much looking forward to their lineup this year. There's been a lot of rumours about who's going to be playing, but sure, we don't know. They've had a media ban, so we're looking forward to hearing from them in the next
hopefully maybe over the next week or so we'll make the hear from them. We're moving on now to a few quick fire questions, okay? Who's your childhood hero growing up watching Tampo Burners?
For me, it would have to be Declan Campbell.
Okay, very good.
He's just a classy player, and there's no real corner forward in Fermanagh that was able to get the better of him on any given day.
Alright, PJ?
It has to be Jerry Cassidy.
Okay. A big performer for you last year, of course.
Fantastic, and I've actually learned so much from him in the last couple of years when he's been playing in our team, and he's just been a joy to work with. True professional. I mean, his fitness is second to none, and I think he actually, I know the next senior manager is going to be appointed very soon, and I already think he's been contacted to do a bit of comeback next year. So
there we go.
Looking forward to that.
Very good. The best nickname on the Tampo team and why?
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
I'd have to go for the big B here.
Big B, yeah.
I don't know where it comes from.
Actually, I have no idea where it comes from, but I mean, even my mother here can't. She just calls him Big B now. You can't. It's in the brain. I can't do it.
Very good. Player to look out for in this year's tournament?
Who would I be thinking of? If Brian Jackson can, depending on if he can play on the day, he'd be the guy to look out for. Like he's a class act, as we said. He can turn it on when he needs to.
Yeah. I would say JP Mullen. Actually, a few weeks ago the band was parading in Enniskin, and you might remember Santa Claus made a visit to the town, and he had the band going at a frightening pace. He's a drummer in the band, as you know, and it's the fastest we did the march in the town at a rapid pace. So he's in flying shape. So we're looking forward to seeing JP Mullen lining out for. I think it's Paddy Kieran. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, he's in the Paddy Kieran boundary, so I suspect he'll be playing for Paddy Kieran, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. No, I thought he made him playing for even more, but I think he's closer to the time, but sure, yeah. That's
definitely within the boundaries. Okay, I suppose Doon Hubble has as many hard players, okay, tough players, but who's the player in the team with the most finesse?
I'd have to say Paddy Fee, and not only that, his younger brother is going to be lining out this year for as our under 20 player.
Oh, so you are going to have an under 20 player this year, you are?
As of last year, yeah.
As of last, we're always fully compliant with the rules.
Fully compliant.
Okay. But Paddy Fee is an exceptional player, and he's actually had a cracking year for the juniors this year.
Yeah.
Some great performances, and
but he's also the hardest man in our team.
Yes.
We do call him Paddy Iron Man Fee. He's as hard as a steel girder, that guy. So.
I wouldn't like to make any accusations against Paddy Fee. He's a scary guy.
We'll not do that then. So, finally, plans after the final whistle on St Stephen's Day, and we'll leave that to team captain PJ.
Well, Stephen Jackson's still our team.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Stephen's your team captain.
Yeah, I'm only a stand-in here today. Stephen's actually away in business today.
Okay.
Plans for St Stephen's Day night. We haven't really thought about it. What we're focused on at the minute is playing with the band on Christmas Day morning. Yeah. As you see, we've been practicing very hard here. Yeah. That's our main priority. That's the big pressure, really. You put things into perspective. Yeah. The Townlands Evans can take care of itself. But on that night, I think whoever wins the competition we'll all be celebrating together. I think that's the important thing. We all stick together.
Very good. Well, that's Doon Hubbles. To be done, dusted, lads. Thank you very much.
Just before you go, Neil, be in the season of goodwill, and we thought we know throughout the year that Paddy Kieran have maybe taken their final defeat quite hard, and Santa Claus has actually made a very early visit here to Pobble, and he's actually left a little present here for the Paddy Kieran Shamrocks.
Okay, it's very, very generous.
It's very generous, and as a player, And I know it's fine with time putting out a team. No, you're Tally Kieran.
Tally Kieran player of my lifetime team.
So
Tally Kieran player of my
we'd just
lifetime
like to give you a little present because we know there's been a lot of tears throughout the year. So I'd just like to present you with a little gift here on behalf of the public team. So you can take that home
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And pass it on to the lads.
Thank you, around.
Thanks very much. Very nice. Thank you. Okay, so next we'll move on to last week's competition, and that was of course the donation by Rory Foy for the free fuel and the car wash, £10 fuel and the car wash. And thank you to the hundreds of people who entered on our Facebook page. And we'll pick out our winner now. Bernard, do you want to pick out the winner maybe?
Well, I'll mix them around, Pete. You can pick them out.
Okay.
Now, and the winner is Emer Martin.
Yes, Emer Martin from Congratulations. Congratulations to you, Emer. We'll get that prize.
That's that car has been personally washed by Rory Foy.
It is indeed, yes. We expect a very good car wash on that day.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, that's it for today. During the week, we will move on to our next interview. We're not exactly sure who it is yet. We're hoping maybe Ballyray might lift their ban and we might get speaking to them. So that'll be a big one. And we'll see you then.